Welcome back to Luca the podcast. Here we are in Athens at the Athens Bar Show. My name is Luca Missaglia. I am your host. So put your seatbelt on because we are ready to rock and roll. That's a good thing. There is many things you blend in as well, blending in into hospitality. Yeah.
Oh, that's true.
I
Yeah.
want to really know who or what took you into hospitality.
Oh man, I don't even know how to compress it really quickly, but it was a pure accident.
You don't have to.
Yeah, it was a pure accident, if I may say so, because I am actually a PhD in linguistics, so I had nothing to do with hospitality. And unlike a lot of people in the industry, I actually do have a degree. Not that I use it as a whatever. And I actually wanted to work more with kind of editors and more like literature leaning, maybe some kind of that side of events. And I wanted to organize something with publishing houses because I thought I'm interested in literature. I'm a linguist, and that's where I sort of went. But again, in like 2012, when I graduated, 2013, it was not the market for it, and commercially was not a thing. So I very quickly realized that it's not just gonna take me anywhere. Also because they're very conservative, especially like in Russia, for instance. They don't have the same cool publishing houses they do in the UK and the US sometimes. So that was not going for me, and I just desperately upgraded my resume and got a call from this Horeca exhibition, which had to do with more restaurants, hotels, and other stuff. And among all the branches, they did have the bar sort of sector, but they actually interviewed me for the hotel branch because they needed someone with the languages just to work with the experts as the event manager. And as I was listening desperately for the description of the job, I was like, listen, I don't want to do that. But like the day prior to that, I got into argument with my then boss, who was saying that I worked with the authors in a bookstore, and she said I can't wear Converse and a jacket at my job because I work
It's not
whatever.
the style.
Yeah, and I'm like, May, have you seen how the authors and the journalists we're interviewing look like when they come? Also look at yourself. I'm like, I'm not coming back to the job where I can't wear Converse. So basically we argued over the shoe wear. And I'm like, I'm going to take this job because I want to go back and say, vaffanculo, basically, to them.
I like the way, vaffanculo.
Yeah.
Fuck you, basically.
But luckily, the owner of the company saw me for the final round of the interview. I think she looked at me for 20 seconds. And back at the time, I didn't have blue hair or whatnot. I was trying to blend in with normal people, which I guess didn't really work even back then. And she looked at me for 20 seconds. She was like, hotel? No, she's going to die there. Are you crazy? No, take her to the bar branch. I'm like, cool. Bar sounds cooler. And then it just sort of took off, and in 3 years I became the CEO of the bar show, and it became a separate bar show. So subsequently I divided it from the big Horeca exhibition that they had, and it became a different branch. And because I had the vision that the bartenders did not, especially back at the time, they did not really mingle well enough with the hotel people and the chefs and everything.
I've got a question, which is, how did you scale your ability to start from nothing, let's say? I hope you take it this.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And become the CEO of a show like that. Like, what has been the key point that, he made it that good for yourself?
Like, like backtracking, in a lot of panels and interviews, you get asked about like what it takes to become this or that. And what I keep coming back to is that you actually have to find your own niche. However cliche it sounds, you really have to find your own shtick, because when you don't fit in necessarily, it doesn't mean that you are not fit for the job. It means like you haven't found your unique place. And my thing has always been, I'm only good with the languages, and I think somewhat good talking to people. That was my only skill ever.
Can I say, add to this, that you're really good on the communication and how you feel people?
Oh,
because like
nice.
even at the show when we were back in the days, I felt part of that show, and I talk always about the experience, and you're like, because who is behind believe that she's
Yeah.
stressed, we are stressed, but you make feel good.
Oh, thank
Anna
you.
Don.
No, thank you so much for that. Yeah, but I guess that's the only thing I ever had, and it turned out, and because I was interested in cultures, and I come from a multicultural background myself and multilinguistic background. I think I've always been interested in trying to translate my own culture or cultures and where I come from to other people and make it more understandable. And translate does not mean like language wise, it means like you have to translate concepts, you have to understand where other people are coming from and how to like refer to them and how to make yourself understandable, to find the corresponding concepts in their cultures so that you can connect. You know what I mean?
Yes, I do what I mean. I'm thinking about something that I wanted to ask you. You know how to run big shows where you put people together, and you come out with creative point of view. How does it work, the creative process? Because most of the time, as we're speaking about the creative process of a bartender or the creative process of someone that is working for a brand, but your one is not just a brand, it's a huge event. What's the most important steps that for you are like, this is what it should be, step one, step two, step three, to make it successful? Or
I keep saying a very unpopular opinion. I've always valued every member of my team, and we were numerous. I've only had like a consistent team of 3 to 4 people, and then of course during the event you have more, but like this is the core of the team. I value every input, but there's no democracy. And when I hired people, I was saying like, listen, it's gonna be a dictatorship basically. If you're ready for that, that's going to be it. I'm listening. I'm very open.
why is that?
Because I think when you take the responsibility and when you put your name on the line, you have to be the one making decisions. And actually, subsequently, it makes other people comfortable as well, because they feel like that can chip in. And of course, they can say their opinion and you're going to discuss that. But the final decision is on you. So the stress is not on them. And also, you take this leading kind of chair in what you're doing. It wasn't my conscious decision for me back then. It was just, I felt very strongly about what I was doing, and I thought I had my vision, and I had the need to express it. But then I've come to the realization that even from the psychological standpoint, it actually helps people to know it's not on them, because also you cannot expect everyone to be the director. You cannot expect everyone to be responsible for your big thing, especially when it's big. Like the bartender can be
Sure.
responsible for the drink they made in front of the customer.
You explain it clearly, like your name is on the line.
Yeah.
I make a call, and
And it's my decision. If
that's
I
what
fail, I
works.
fail.
Yeah.
If we win, it's a collective success, clearly, because it's the team. But like it's if it's my name on that,
If it's a fail, it's my failure.
it's my
That's
fail.
what it is. You been traveling the world, see a lot of cocktail bars. What is defined for you a world-class cocktail bar?
I have a lot of jokes about the world class, the other world class.
Let's reframe it. Let's reframe it. Let's reframe it. What it makes a memorable experience when you go to a bar?
Communication. It's very simple. Thing is, like, we tend to overcomplicate things these days, especially with all the techs and tools and everything that we have. But it's really like when people say it's really not that complicated, it's really not that complicated. I don't care if you've rotted up the shit out of anything, if you redistilled and re-clarified everything. I don't care how many trainings you've been to. If I feel good as a person in your bar, this is my memorable experience. And I think being able to convey your hospitality and this warmth inside is the only thing that actually makes it for the person. I keep saying that even in comparison to the restaurant, for instance, when you work in the restaurant and you want to do it to be a Michelin, whatever quality, it still comes down to what's in the plate. In the bar, it's never what's inside in the drink and in the glass. I can have a glass of wine, or I can have a beer. I can have a glass of water, and I can still say I've been to the best bar and I've spent the best night of my life because we were having great conversations and stuff.
Most of the time, you remember the bartender, but not what you've been drinking,
No,
and
never.
not
Yeah.
for sure the brands that you've been choosing.
No, no.
That's what it is. And do you think bartending is more art, hospitality, or craft?
I think it's a social skill. I think you can train whoever to do whatever drinks. Soon it can be like machines or whatnot, like it could be like a capsule or something. And all the pH meters and whatever, like, can be, I think, customized to your needs or whatnot. Communication is subjective. The atmosphere is even more subjective, but like the bartending is the collective kind of the collective of it all. So I think it's a social skill of being able to communicate yourself, to be able to perceive, to be able to empathize, and to be able to distinguish between the states, because as we know, people are different and they require, even the same person requires different stuff in different evenings.
Yes.
So being able to feel that is, I think, is a social skill. The other thing is, like, can it be learned or not? Because a lot of times people think it's an innate ability, which is true. Some people are more prone to be empathetic and they're more understanding and they're more psychologically, how do you put it, like, their psychological perception is better. But like, can you learn it? Yes, you can. So also don't judge that. Okay,
Don't judge the book by the cover in a way
and also,
that...
like, don't think. I think what is also very important about our industry is a lot of times when I'm having conversations, and I'm actually half jokingly but truthfully saying to people, actually, I hate people. I hate talking to people. I don't hate people per se. It's just the talking part, and like, I'm an introvert, and everyone's like, I'm like, no, but really, and it's like, why own this job? And I think there's a lot of us who are introverts in this job for this reason, because we were trying to overcome something or whatnot. So actually, it is a very learned, the communication. It's a
yes.
learned thing. It can be learned, and don't say, oh, I don't have it. I'm not a bubbly, chatty, 24/7 smiley personality.
It's not gonna work.
It's fine.
What do you think is missing in the hospitality industry? There is something that for you is, we are missing this.
I think genuine care.
Do you think people do things because of a reason?
I think so. I think we have a lot of manuals, which is definitely helpful when you start out. We have a lot of requirements, which is also, like, we have a lot of guidelines. There's, like, you can learn everything, going sort of a bit of a contradiction to my previous point, but not really. You can learn a lot of things if you don't have this skill, but people gonna, like, go, and that's gonna give, that's gonna kind of make you good. But like, to make you great or like exceptional, you have to really care, because people feel it.
The people feel it if you don't care. And I say it always, like, the manners, nobody can teach it unless you really wanted to be the person that, I'm like, I
Yeah.
want to be kind to others. I'm
Exactly.
taking care of others, and you need to be hospitable even at your home. When you come and you have a glass of water, I'll pour it for you,
Exactly.
That's really good.
But also, like, how many bartenders that they are in the industry not for the hospitality reasons? They're which is intrinsically not bad because, well, also we need all sorts of people, and hospitality industry is infinitely vast. But there's very few people who actually you see are innately hospitable, that are there because they actually care and they want you to feel better.
Make me some names. Shoot it. One or two.
I'll have to sit down and think about that, actually.
The first one that comes to your head. You have it. You have it.
Oh, man.
One name. One name.
One name. There's like the first one that is, but also because I travel a lot, it was going to be like one of the last names I've seen somewhere. But like Cesar from Stravinsky is like one of those people for me. Like Sofo from Novell.
Yeah.
Like those are the people.
They have it inside them.
Exactly. Because you can go literally for a pint or a glass of wine with them, not even in their respective bars. And you're going to feel so loved and taken care of.
Yeah.
You feel that they are interested in you as a personality, not in you as a social construct.
Okay.
Which is very rare.
Yeah.
To be fair.
It's really rare. Everything is like tum, 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 and not
Well,
felt
it's very transactional.
Transactional.
Like we talk about that
everything.
a lot.
Everything is as an expiring date in certain way, and people don't do it because it's like, why I'm doing this? What for? You need to do it just because you love it. That's it. That's what you do. A question that it makes me curious is, what have you been learned by creating like a bar show as you did, like that you still apply today to your life?
Don't listen to people. People have no idea what they want. They will tell you, and they'll be 90% of the times wrong. They think they know, but in the end, if you do something that you think, well, of course it's a trial and error. It's not that you're going to be 100% of the times right. But like what they tell you is what they think they need. But people don't know shit about themselves. So
I see.
especially when you talk about people, and like when we're talking about bar show, it's very important to clarify that we talk about people in big numbers. So it's not applicable maybe in the bar when you see an individual. But if you're looking to do like kind of stats or demographics, or if you're trying to, it's like what irritates me a lot of the times when people are trying to come up with a concept or something, and then they ask everybody their opinion, or they try to do big polls. It's not going to be helpful because you're not going to cater for everyone, and also people don't know what they want.
They don't know what they want. I totally agree with you.
It's on you as a professional
Sometimes
to decide.
I realize that many people that I'm talking to, they don't spend their time to think about what they want and what they want to do. They just follow whatever is being put out there.
But also, like, well, first, because if it's not people's primary job, they're not spending their days thinking outside of the box of what they could have had. They think about like ABC options that they've seen many
Close
times.
to them and is a safe side.
It's also, I think, again, people have very kind of false notions about themselves. It's fine. It's in our nature. We have the presupposition of what we are, and we act accordingly. And oftentimes, and that is also a sign of a great hospitality, is when sometimes arguably it's easier for another person to see what's inside you because they care and because they look from a different perspective, and then they offer you something that maybe you didn't know you needed. And that's where you feel really personally touched. I have this, you can cut it off, but like as a side
you have
story.
to say whatever, yeah.
But as a side story, like one of the highlights of my, it was 2 years ago, but one of the highlights was that I went to Tirana. It was the first time. I've met Sofa before, very briefly in Athens, by the way, 2 years ago. And he said, yeah, I approached you and you were so busy. You were like, yeah, I thought you were such a superstar and we're not going to like, I'm like, no, but mate, I was really busy at some event, whatnot. So he invited me to Tirana. I came there. And as we were just walking down the street, he saw me eyeing the bookstore things outside, and I saw this book about Beethoven, I think. And he saw me looking, he was like, Arina, do you want something? I'm like, no, just don't don't manage. It's fine. It's just, let's keep walking. But he did come back. He bought me this book. And that was for me such a gesture. He was like, but I know you like reading and stuff. I was like, how do you know? But because I talk to you, and clearly you're much more like interested in this than in
Then
other things.
yeah,
And like this ability of a person who like properly met me for the first time, but he was listening to what I was saying, apparently, and he cared enough. It's not about like the book or whatnot. It's just about how much you care to go out of your way and notice things about people. You don't have to know them forever. It's just you pay attention, and this is the innate care that I'm talking about.
yes, I see. And some people are gifted.
Yeah.
Some people they develop it with their experiences, and some people don't have it at all.
No, which is also
It's a thing.
fine. But I think also as we age, I think it's very important to be brutally honest with yourself. You
You
don't have
have
to
to.
be. You don't have to be brutally honest about yourself to the
To
public.
the public, but you need to be brutally honest with yourself and see. I see what you mean. The following topic, I think, is gonna be the last question. It's related to education. Yes. Well, the question is split in two parts. What do you think about bar show and education, and which is your best bar show right now?
I think bar shows intrinsically cannot provide a consistent education by far, which is understandable, and it's not what they're designed to do. I think what bar shows are designed to do is to connect people and give them the idea of what's there. You go to seminars, it's 45 to 1 hour kind of talk, oftentimes involving different people. So, of course, it's not going to be a comprehensive book on something, but it can give you a nice idea or a hint. But what's more important, it gives you the understanding that you're not alone, and maybe you're in this shit with someone else as well, which is super important because this you cannot get from the book immediately, and you have to connect. And then maybe you need to ask people, where do I dig else if I want this education? Because for it to be comprehensive, it has to be a lot of self studies. It's like,
Do you think it's inspiring? It's like, because you motivate yourself, maybe sometimes you just need one more excuse to go out there, read books, make your research. And I think the bar show is create community and be
I
part
think
of
that's
something.
exactly, that's what I'm saying. Communication is the primary goal of the bar show. The talks are there to give you the hint what direction you could be looking at, and maybe what further topics you think could be interesting for you to develop, and who are the experts actually in those fields, because you see the names, you're like, okay, you were giving a conversation on that, maybe like I'm gonna come and see you at the see you at the talk, and then maybe we can connect, and then you can probably tell me more, and then maybe we'll like start chatting and maybe even do something together.
Yes.
This is the connectional part.
Connectional part, yes.
This is not like if you're coming to the bar show and you expect to learn everything in 2 days, like you can become a different person in 2 days. No, but like, can it shift your mindset? Of course. Can it help you connect to the industry and feel part of something bigger, which I think is super important. I was just saying that at our collective panel as well, that especially for some regions that are a bit farther off on the map, where you can't be like, 1 hour plane to like the biggest cocktail community in the world, for instance, if you feel the disconnect, and the disconnect doesn't allow you to understand the scale of the industry. Because what I've realized that in Kazakhstan, actually, when I started not teaching but like doing some kind of seminars, and
you talk about your experience that is helping other people.
But thing is, I've started using the term, like, as I use the term industry a lot, and I started talking about the industry, and as I was looking in the eyes of the guys, I was like, oh, but I've realized we have very different concept of what the industry is. So now I have the opening slides in almost every presentation, showing what I think the industry is for the bartender, especially when you're starting out, and what it is for me when I speak about the industry, because it's like a large huge international frame
There is so much more
with
that you can
everything,
see.
because it's also it's the market. I oftentimes say, like, if you're confused by the word industry, think of it as an economic market, because we're part of it, and the industry would be just like a small thing. So
in a big
in a
big plan.
big picture,
In a
yeah,
big
but
plan.
I mean, like, we are and we're influenced by everything. I'm saying, like, you were asking the other time about the inspirations and stuff, like, behind doing bigger things. But behind doing anything, but especially the bigger things, the inspirations are always outside of the industry. They
Always.
are elsewhere. They are
Yes.
in
It's not
literature, in
in the
art and
area that
history.
you are already available. Otherwise, it will be already to you.
But like, then you're recycling the same stuff.
Yes.
That's the problem.
Well, with this, I think I'm gonna thank you for what you've been sharing. This is a little thing. We're gonna sit down one more time somewhere else,
My
and we're gonna
pleasure.
go really, really deep, because you
Okay.
said so many interesting things that I think it will be really valuable for our community out there. And surely they resign with certain parts that you said. It's all about how you make feel. So thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank
My
you very
pleasure.
much.
Thank you for having me.
So the reason why I'm still sitting right here is because I need to do an outro for each of the guests. But I've realized that there is no time and there's no point to do it, because it's been a really long day, incredibly inspiring, with all the personality that have been sitting right here in front of me. So I will go just straight to the point. I will tell you, go and watch all the series. We're gonna go out twice a week from the moment we're gonna start this special edition. So I thank the sponsor that helped me to be here. Yeah, Amaro Santoni, The Art of Shaking, but as well the Bar Show, to invite us to be here and take advantage of, the concentration of incredible personality to be here. So thanks for that. Please subscribe to the channel, follow us on social media, and be part of our community. So simple. Just do it. Be honest as I am right now. Just do it. Ciao. Bye.